Hey, thanks for stopping by today. Today we're going to talk about building a cart for the new Thunderbolt that I've got coming in a couple of weeks. I needed to get this done. One of the things that I realized is where my new Thunderbolt was going to go. I was limited to the carts that I could use. The Husky adjustable height cart is kind of a perfect setup, except the smallest width that cart comes in is 46 inches. I don't have 46 inches to use that cart to put my Thunderbolt on. So I needed to make one. I've made a lot of carts like this, and this construction process has never failed me. The good thing about it is the laser is not very heavy, and so you don't need to worry too much about that. But I thought I'd just talk about the materials I used, about how much it cost to build this cart. And I know that the Husky adjustable carts that you buy at the big box stores, they run anywhere from about $230 to $300 depending on which size you get, whether you get with trays with it, that kind of stuff. This particular cart, by the time I get done painting it and all of that, it'll cost me about $70. And so there's a pretty good savings there, and I could not only make it the width that I needed, but also the height that I needed. I'm vertically challenged, so I usually want my lasers a little bit lower than most. And with me building my own cart, I could go ahead and specify the height, so the touchpad and all of the things that I want to work on are the proper height. So let's talk about this cart, what it took me to build it, what the materials were. And if you want to build a cart like this is a great, easy project to do in a weekend. Won't cost you too much, and you'll have the cart that you need for your new desktop laser. Let's talk about the construction. So let's talk a little bit about the dimensions of the Thunderbolt. It is 36 inches wide by 27 inches deep by 18 inches tall. And so typically I like to make my carts just slightly bigger than the laser. That way if I'm rolling this cart around in the shop and I happen to bump into something, I'm bumping into the cart and not the laser. So what I did is I made this particular cart 37 inches wide and 29 inches deep. And that way I've got just a little bit of overhang from the cart, so the cart is protecting the laser if I'm rolling things around. That's just typically what I like to do. So let's talk a little bit about the components and what I used to make this cart. It's all 2x4s. So I used 5 8-foot 2x4s, and I had a full sheet of this 1/2 inch ply around that wasn't any good to cut with a laser. I found out that the glue that they used was way too bad for using it for laser work. So this was a perfect way to use it up. And so you'll need 1 sheet of 1/2 inch ply. If you want to go OSB or something like that, you certainly could do that. OSB is usually pretty cheap. You can get a sheet of OSB for 20 bucks. And so that's what I would recommend. So you're going to need 5 2x4s, 8-foot long, 1 sheet of 1/2 inch either plywood or OSB, whatever you'd prefer. You're going to need 4 2-inch coasters, so you'll have your wheels. I recommend that you buy the wheels with the locks on them, so that way when the laser's moving back and forth, your cart's not moving in any way. And really that's about it, other than the paint that you want to paint it, and you're ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about my construction method. I've built a lot of carts exactly like this, and I've never had one fail. Even ones that are going to be carrying a lot more weight than this. This is just a fast, easy way to build a cart, and it's easy to put together, and most everybody has the skills and the tools to do it. So let's talk about the dimensions of the cart that I built. So out of those 5 2x4s that you're going to purchase that are 8-foot long, this is going to be your cut list. I'll list this on the screen. You'll need 4 37-inch 2x4s, and these are for the fronts. So you'll have a front here, and 2 backs. So you'll need 4 37-inch length 2x4s, and then you'll need 6 of the 26-inch. So these on the sides are going to be 26 inches long, and you're going to need 6 of them. There's 2 on each side for the tops, 2 on each side for the bottoms, and then here in the middle you'll have a divider here and a divider up here, and that just gives it extra support. So you'll have 6 of those that are 26 inches long, and those are all your parts. What you'll need to do is you'll just need to make a frame. So typically, if you'll take a look here, so you don't see any seams in the front. So you don't see any seams at all from the front. You'll put the fronts over the sides, and that way when you get it all painted and it's put in place, you don't see all these seams. These uprights are glued in place, and they're also screwed in from the inside into this here. And this cart is solid as a rock. I could put 300 or 400 pounds on this cart if I needed to. I wouldn't have any problems putting it together at all. So you can see that you don't have a whole lot of cuts to make. And other than that, it's pretty solid. What I'll do is I'll take some pictures, I'll put them up for you so you can see the inside part of the cart. See how I screwed it all together. I would recommend when you're putting these together that you use the 2.5 inch Kerg blue screws. I think they hold better than most, and I think you're ready to go ahead and build your cart. Okay, next on our cut list is going to be these uprights, and these are 22 inches long. So this is really where you can adjust your table height. Most of those pre-done tables will range anywhere from 29 to 36 inches, and that might be just a little bit tall depending on how tall you are. And so what's going to happen is these dimensions that I've given you, the overall height of this table is 26 inches tall. That's from the ground to the top of the surface is 26 inches. And that's 3 inches shorter than just about any table you can buy. And the reason why I wanted it a little bit shorter is I wanted to be able to look down on that control panel well, and it's just going to fit better for me. So these are 22 inches long, and you'll need 4 of them. Okay, let's talk a little bit about just a better look at the design. What I did is I turned these 2x4s flat up against the outside wall, and I put glue in between this section, and then I screwed it in. So this section here is all glued in and then screwed. And same thing over there. I used 3 screws and wood glue, and then I put this center brace in. I haven't decided. I think I might put another piece of plywood over the top here, so this is nice and smooth, and that way I can slide, because I'm going to put some wood storage down here, wood and acrylic storage, and I'm going to, that way it's easily slid in and out. This is just going to catch a bunch of stuff if I leave this way, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put a top on this, and that way I can drag my material out quickly. Let me give you a measurement from here to here so you know what this opening is. You might be wondering how I put these together. I didn't just butt join them. I used a Festool Domino that's a mortise and tenon tool that you can put in these beech tenons, and they go just like that. Didn't need more than one, just putting it together. But if you don't have a tool like this, you can just butt joint these, screw them together. There's not going to be a lot of stress on this joint once you get the top on and screwed down. So I wouldn't worry too much. If you have something like this, it's a great way to put these frames together. This is a Festool Domino, and one of my favorite tools in the shop for doing these kind of things. Well, there you have it. Now you know you've got the components to build your cart. This is something that's easy and fun to do. Just remember, it takes 5 2x4s and a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood or OSB, and you're good to go. A couple of lockable rollers, that's all it takes. If you like the content, I'd sure appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you have the ability, hit that thanks button and contribute to the channel. I sure appreciate you sticking around. Thanks and have a great day.